Welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes Thursday Tea Time at 3:30. Today we'll hear about the dramatic growth of direct-to-consumer at Samsung, followed by two hand-plucked members from our curated portfolio, Wagawin, who help drive the collection of first-party data whilst making digital ads convert better, and Signifyd, who help anyone with an e-commerce offering make more money. If you ever need investment advice or seek help with challenging financial matters or need some legal brainpower, then look no further than our fabulous sponsors Investec, Lewis Silkin and Hayes McIntyre. They're genuinely happy to give any friend of grey hair works free advice to help you sleep better at night. For those of you who need a reminder of what we do, it's simple. We find stuff which makes your life easy and can even offer helpers to assist you to deliver. And there's also a money shot. Our core business, Grey Hair Works, sifts through all the SaaS solutions out there to deliver corporates a ready-made cornucopia of goodies to help you with your marketing, insights, engagement, commerce, and HR challenges. For SaaS providers looking for dosh, Grey helps by delivering the best possible guidance and coaching to ensure that you're match fit for your next funding round. We can even introduce you to some of our deep-pocketed mates. And for those corporates needing grown-ups to help them with their challenges, welcome to our newest offering, Grace & Co., which delivers strategy and activation supported by our ecosystem of services and associates. Grace's goal is to make us as redundant as quickly as possible, as we have empowered you, the client, with the necessary skills and tools to take control. And talking of associates, we're supported by a team of 80 mature C-level executives from major companies from Red Bull to P&G and NBC Universal to Mars, who help us make a genuine difference across brands who feed, entertain, connect, supply and assist. Today we're delighted to be joined by Nick White, whose career has taken him from head of customer marketing at the Daily Telegraph to head of Waitrose Direct to Senior Director of DTC and online at Samsung, where he grew revenues tenfold. Great to see you, Nick. To get the ball going, how do you sort of start planning for an approach if you're going down the D2C route?
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Alex. I must update my LinkedIn profile because I sadly don't look that young nowadays. So look, this is a big topic. I think I have 12 minutes. So I thought I'd cut straight to the chase. So you're a manufacturer like I was. You've got a good channel strategy you're happy with. Why would you do D2C and how are you going to manage the channel relationship? So I'll just call out the key salient points. I think the first one to point out is more profitable. So we're all aware the challenge that retail's been under the last few years. I think it's fair to say a lot of the retailers look to manufacturers or FMCG brands to contribute to their P&L. And so I can tell you, obviously can't give you numbers, but it's significantly more profitable to go direct to consumer. So I think that's a key reason why. Secondly is ranging. So we range huge numbers of products. Most retailers or operators or resellers won't stock our entire range. So it allows us to showcase all our products. Obviously, we don't know who our customers are. So having a D2C business allows you to build up your database and to talk directly to your customers and ideally get them to be more loyal to you and buy more products. And then in terms of channel conflict, I mean, guess what I found in my 5 years at Samsung is really, if it's a fair game, and everybody can play equally, then channel conflicts are manageable. So, but if you go into the realms of undercutting on price, running exclusive promotions for your direct channel, running things like 0% finance, which are not available to channel partners, then you have problems. But I think that's early stages. It matures and the market matures. I think there's less and less issues. Obviously, some sectors are very mature and some are less so. But your channel relationships are obviously kind of paramount importance in the biggest channels. So that's something we're very mindful of. So I think the two areas I really wanted to cover in a bit more detail is firstly that how to get the basics and what are the basics to succeed, and then secondly to talk about, I guess, how to win and differentiate. So the first thing I'd say is pricing, really important. So I can tell you in our Irish business, we launched selling 5% above RRP, and we offered what we called added value. So free delivery, free installation, we sold nothing, absolutely nothing. So whereas in the UK business, we basically price match, and we have a price promise now on the website. And it's critical that you get price alignment. Again, you can't undercut the market, so you have to have really good price scraping and internal processes in place. But pricing, I'd say, is critical. The second one is ranging. Like any good retailer, if you haven't got the stock, you won't sell it. So, that means you've got to get the right forecasting, the right stock management capability, and obviously people to really focus on that. And I think, in hindsight, I probably would have done that quicker, knowing what I knew now. But those are two key things. I think the third thing, and I'm going to talk about this as differentiator as well, is really your operations. And certainly I see, and I had a really poor experience from a high street retailer yesterday where they offered me free delivery and then it was removed because the products were on promotion. And there's massive, I just see the whole market moving away from effectively the Amazon Prime proposition. And I think in a D2C business where you've got more profit to play with, you can look at your value chain and work out where you invest. And I certainly am very keen on offering free delivery. We offer free next day, free same day, free returns. And I think that's really important. Clearly, that's a lot of work to do when, as a manufacturer, you're probably used to delivering in bulk to a third party, and suddenly you've got to do single picking and somebody wants it tomorrow at an agreed time. It's a big business process change, but I'd say that's fundamental to success. And then it's all the hygiene of every e-commerce. Paid search and affiliates are the two key channels that drive probably 70% of our sales. So have a really strong affiliate strategy. When you're trying to clear your age stock on Hot UK Deals and Quidco and through the affiliate network, and then paid search. And probably the last one is certainly we've been on a journey on our website whereby 5 years ago it was a manufacturer website, lots of pretty pictures, but pretty much no functionality that allowed people to compare products, to select on whatever it might be, screen size or price or whatever it might be. And so to really get on top of the data and understand where you're losing customers in the customer journey, that could be upper funnel or it could be right down in the payment gateway. And certainly our growth has been fueled by conversion. So when I started, the kind of search to book conversion, so somebody looking at a product conversion was about 0.2, and it's now running about 1.4. So we've really been laser focused on getting on top of our analytics and understanding where we're losing customers. And again, this is all dependent on your business and your maturity, but certainly, spend all this money. Samsung spend a lot of money on media, and then you've got to try and convert those people into buying. So I'd say those are what I'd call the hygiene factors, which clearly take a lot of work, and clearly you need to prioritize some of these. And then I guess the question is, I sit here and I'm selling a phone, and there's probably 25, 30 places in the UK that you can get that phone. And so therefore, why would your direct channel, how would you stand out? And I'd say the first one, and I'm really keen on, is that the brand owner should offer the best product experience. So that means content, that means things like video chat. So we introduced video chat right when lockdown started, and you get about a 10-fold uplift in conversion when I have effectively this conversation with you rather than through a bot. You can also do that post-purchase as well. So offering the tools, really that product experience. Social commerce is coming in big, and live commerce from China, but certainly the best product experience. I'm really passionate about that because ultimately you own the product, you should get the best experience. I think the second area is ways to pay, as I call it. So we've introduced a lot of different payment providers, and I know Ed's going to talk about that as well in a minute. But certainly what we've seen a lot in the tech world is trade-in. So trade-in is a massive part of our business. So maybe 50 to 60% of customers trade in an old product. So again, having that customer journey that allows people to trade in and offer them competitive trade-in prices is really important. And then obviously the world's going towards subscriptions and things like that. So we're looking at how you can drive frequency and stuff through that. I think the fourth area, which fits straight into the competition law, is look at exclusives. So, and again, a lot of retailers are doing this. So looking at ranging exclusives, that could be a color variant, and that allows you to effectively trade those products and not upset your channel partners. So you could have a red phone, make it up now, red phone, you get the idea. And then, if you're not clearing it, you can go on to 20% off and you don't have that channel conflict. So having a kind of exclusive range and promotional strategy is important. And then the last one, which I think I've only seen at Samsung really, is that a big part of our business is what we call through EPP, through is basically employee portal programs. So you'll all be lots of you be at corporate companies where you get benefits offered to you. And we do over 30% of our business through employment portal partners, and that's effectively through affiliates into Citibank, or it could be Blue Light Card, which is the NHS. There's a huge number of people basically at work, and you can offer exclusive offers and deals through those channels, and it doesn't cause upset in the market, because obviously it's a closed window that you can access. So for example, when COVID kicked off, we launched an NHS website exclusive for NHS employees, and we could use that really effectively to drive sales. So that's a really good way of differentiating. And I think the last one, and probably focus on this for the last couple of minutes, Alex, is the end-to-end experience.
Yeah.
So what I've experienced, I guess, is, you know, as we're a manufacturer, what we do is we make product, we sell it to a channel partner, and then we will probably make sure that it's well merchandised in stores and online. We don't worry about what happens then. But to be successful in D2C, you've got to worry, you've got to be paranoid about everything from when it leaves your website. So that is, all the things that we think about as a consumer. Does it turn up on time? If there's a problem, can they get through to the call center? Is it easy to return it? Do you have fraud? All these kind of things. And what I think the most important thing that I've learned is to have something like a customer board. So if you've got 4 stages in your customer journey, from upper funnel research down to I want post-purchase support, what are the KPIs that you're going to monitor for each of that stage? And that could be your SEO traffic, it could be your bounce rate, or lower funnel, it could be your fraud rate, it could be your average call handling time in your call center, it could be your returns percentage. But effectively, in any big business, when you say who owns the customer, you get 50 hands in the air. So what you want to do is get the key stakeholders onto a board, an ops board, or like an ops board in retail, customer board, and you have 10 to 12 key KPIs, and you manage those religiously, and you basically put plans in place by exception. Because, you know, as I said to you, my experience yesterday, I think sums it up, is I got a really poor offering on free delivery, but I went for it. But then today, I went to 4 different places trying to return this product, and I got turned away at each one because they've changed their fulfillment partner from, I can't remember, the Royal Mail to DPD. And basically, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going back. I could have been offered a great promotion, but I can't return it anywhere. So, you know, they've made that decision and not really understanding the impact on consumers. So I think the consumer experience is really, really critical. And that could be things like video chat as well, about how you help people. But I think there's going to be a lot more development in the last mile, particularly. There's a lot of stuff in quick commerce coming up in grocery in urban areas, quite interesting. But I think there's going to be some more innovation at the doorstep, because certainly you can't leave a £1,000 phone on the doorstep. It needs to be more premium. So I think, yeah, so those are the comments, those are the key things. So I think in summary, I think we've got 2 minutes. You know, the reason you go D2C is it's more profitable. You get to know who your customers are. You get to showcase your full range, excuse me, and ideally you can move customers between those products, which you probably wouldn't necessarily do in a retailer. And then the hygiene factors, you've got to get your pricing, your ranging, your stock management and your operations right, and get all over the data. So if you're moving into D2C, it's all about conversion and e-commerce. So looking at the full funnel and saying, where am I losing customers from? Bounce rates, because you're not loading your search traffic in the right place, through to you've got a problem there, funnel on fraud, or your payment gateway, I should say. What are your problems? And really laser focus on that. And then to differentiate strategies, focus on product experience, innovative ways to pay and finance, be brilliant at operations, you know, ideally free next day delivery on all your products, and then look at that end-to-end experience and make sure you optimize and you retain those customers. The old adage, it's easier to keep the ones you got than find new ones. So yeah, in 12 minutes, that's what I would suggest.
Well, listen, that is absolutely awesome. I have to complain very slightly, as you've given me writer's cramp a couple of times, but a lot of really great insights. You talked about sort of loyal customers and engaging with customers. So I think now's a very good time to bring in Katrin from Wagawin, who will talk about generating first-party data and how to increase engagement with digital ads. So Katrin, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Alex, and hello, everybody. So one major challenge brands are facing today is building up a proper first-party data strategy to ensure personalized marketing, even in a cookieless world. On the same side, brands are spending high amounts of budgets to target their audience group on the open internet, where they barely get any data back. And this is where Wagawin comes into play. So Wagawin is the first global technology platform for unlimited first-party data collection on the open internet on mobile devices. And how are we actually realizing this? The answer is living ads. Living ads are interactive mobile ads that adapt learned interaction patterns from popular services like Instagram, WhatsApp, or Tinder, for example, to collect user interactions. And we offer quite a variety of display and video living ads, capturing a broad range of user engagements, which work on all common mobile ILB ad slots, so both mobile app as well as in-app. So you see, it's all about user engagement. Whereas static ads come with an average mobile click rate of under 0.5% in most of the cases, our technology allows the users to interact with the brand even before the click, and by doing so, generating first-party data points. The positive consequence is a data uplift and interaction rates of up to 2.5%. And in a second step, the collected audiences then can be activated across multiple platforms such as DSPs, DMPs, social networks, and so on. And different activation strategies then allow you to readdress your target audience with personalized and interest-based content, and by doing so, boost your performance KPIs. Just like the woman in that example here of the airline TUI that is browsing on the open web and exposed to our living ad Hot or Not. And by swiping the corresponding card with the Thailand holidays to the right and the technical processes going on in the background, she's packed into an audience of Thailand lovers in the brand's platform account, and then getting retargeted on different channels with customized Thailand content from TUI. Another real-life example is from GVB, that's a Bavarian bank institute, that used our technology to build an audience of young people that are using contactless payment methods and credit cards. In a second step, they reactivated the audiences on the Amazon DSP by building lookalikes of this audience to promote their contactless payment offers. The performance of the lookalike audience that was collected through living ads actually exceeded all the other open web sources significantly. And by using living ads, GVB managed to actively match and import data from the open web into the walled garden Amazon. So that's it for now on living ads and first-party data. Thanks for your attention, and I'm happy to answer your questions now.
Thank you, Catherine. I've got a few questions for you, if I may. So you talked a little bit about click-through rates. What other kind of performance data can you share with us in terms of, I guess, the uplift against kind of not having the functionality as such?
Yeah, so that for sure depends a little bit on the target group and the campaign setup itself. But we've seen actually uplifts of up to 200%. And yeah, you might agree that it's no secret that reaching out to customers with personalized content based on their interest and readdressing them with their interest helps to boost performance, and our living ads give you the chance to do so. And another positive fact is that even while the ad consumption, due to the interactive character of our living ads, they just basically have a higher attention than static ads. And that's why even in the first step, while you collect the audiences and you don't even activate them, see a higher performance. And that it depends on the vertical we're talking from, but we see interaction rates of up to 2.5 to 3%.
Okay, thanks. And I'm sure I've been pitched similar ideas from other vendors. I guess why are you guys different? What are you offering that's different from other people in the market?
Yeah, so there are basically two main reasons that set us apart from others. The first is the easy setup. So we're working with standardized templates that allow to generate insightful consumer insights. And by the usage of these templates, we can ensure the creation of a living ad within a few minutes, as there's no extra coding effort as you have with other vendors. And the second thing, and most important one, is for sure that living ads offer you a combination of a creative solution that also unlocks meaningful insights that are collected through this user interactions. And by doing so, we ensure that the client gets extra data insights on their impressions other that they do with simple rich media ads, for example.
Thanks. And are your formats accepted across all the ad networks, or the specific ones that you work with?
So living ads are using like interaction elements known from social media, what 80% of us consumers consume on our smartphones. That's why living ads are displayed in mobile only, so meaning mobile web and also in-app. And also we don't have any inventory sources by ourselves, so we access open web inventory through our DSPs. And depending on a campaign brief, we set up the ideal campaign strategy and inventory to ensure that we reach the target group where they are. And for sure, we then also apply all necessary brand safety regulations, which is ensured by also one dedicated campaign manager taking care of each campaign.
Okay, and maybe one final question we've got, Alex. If we want, I guess, as a brand owner, if I want to work with you, are you plugged into all the media owners, or are we coming direct? And how's the creative produced?
Mm-hmm. So like the brand itself, they only have to equip us with the like the creative assets, like we saw the example of the hot or not, for example, with the simple JPEGs, and we then take care of building the living ad and out of it. So usually there's minimum effort on client side to create the creatives and trackings, and all the rest will be handled by us. So usually brands reach out to us directly or via the agency, but yeah, we're independent tech vendor, and it usually takes minimum effort for clients to actually work with us, as we also offer like great consulting and service to our clients to ensure that they that our technology fits perfectly into their overall strategy.
Perfect. Katrin, thank you very much. I'd now like to bring in Ed from Signifyd, who is already known to Samsung. So Ed, tell us how you can make anyone who sells online more money.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, my message is really quite a simple one for people to get their head around. How do you make more online revenue through fearless e-commerce? So to start with, let's frame the problem a little bit. There's around 4 trillion of global e-commerce happening at the moment annually, and we lose about 20 billion of that to fraud each year. But that's not the real opportunity. The real opportunity is we lose 3 times as much actually to saying no to people when they should be good orders, when they should be orders we're accepting, we're saying no. And that's some 60 billion that we lose to false declines. And we spend a lot of money trying to do that as well. So not particularly efficient. But I have a lot of sympathy with merchants, because if you think about it, the journey is full of risk, really. You know, an account creation or account login, is that a legitimate customer? Are they stuffing credentials? Are they trying to abuse your promo codes and your discounts? When we get to checkout, again, is that a real customer or a stolen credit card? When it comes to dispatch, are you about to ship a whole load of your high value goods to a known reseller that's going to damage your brand? When it comes to returns and refunds, is that a genuine claim that that consumer is making when they say that they never received the item, or when the product is broken or not as described? And all of those elements, it requires information, it requires insight to know whether that's legitimate or not. Every merchant wants to make faster decisions, but it comes with a risk. Without the knowledge and information behind the transaction, how are you supposed to be confident that it's real? And that's where Signifyd comes in. So we operate a commerce network across all of our clients globally. You can see a number of the logos there. What that really means is we take all of the transaction data from those merchants, we aggregate it, we add to it through loads of third-party data, and then it allows us to provide back the insight and the decision at each of those checkpoints that we saw in the previous slide, to tell the merchant and allow them to know with confidence whether that is legitimate, whether that is a good transaction. And that's exactly what we did with Samsung. And we were able to look at that order conversion. Nick spoke about conversion earlier. And just by understanding the good orders that they were throwing away, we were able to say, no, actually, there's 5% more of those you can accept. There's no real risk there. Actually, those are good orders. That's top line revenue you should be converting. Nick also spoke about the trade-in. You know, that's people trading in their old device. There's inherent risk with that. Do we know that this is a legitimate device, a legitimate person, and should we be comfortable in offering them that trade-in? Without the data and insight from the network, it's a huge risk decision. But with Signifyd stepping in and sharing that network of information, we're able to give them the confidence to open up innovative channels like that to really please their customers. It's as simple as that. It's more revenue through better made informed decisions. So that's how you empower fearless commerce.
Thank you, Ed. I can vouch as a really good product. So, and what you say is true. I guess maybe there's quite a few competitors in the market doing what you do. So, can maybe just explain your USP, similar to the question asked, Catherine?
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. So, network is absolutely huge in this. You know, we saw some really big names, yourselves included, but the eBays, the Wishes, the Walmarts, you know, Swatch Group, who have dozens of brands and sell in every little corner of the world. It's about bringing that insight, you know, on a truly global but also local basis. And then I guess layering over the top, we are the only provider. There's this whole concept of online chargebacks. We're so confident that our decisions are good. If you are a merchant and you get a chargeback, we can reimburse you. And that's across all online chargebacks, not just fraud, but also that item not received, that defective product, cancellations. We just know so tightly whether it's real or not. We're happy to put our money where our mouth is.
Thanks. And you mentioned, I think, 20 billion of fraud. Where are the kind of main kind of pain points for merchants in that kind of area? Yeah.
So again, this is very much a global question. And that's the benefit of a single platform. Actually, we work with Samsung in many different corners of the world. In the US, for example, they have a lot more of a chargeback problem. You know, it is a consumer behavior that you can go into your Amex app or whatever, you know, banking app you're using and lodge a chargeback without really much hassle at all, a couple of clicks, and you get the money back. There's a real culture of consumer abuse around that. LATAM is really, you know, genuine fraud. There are fraud rings targeting those regions. Europe is a little bit more about consumer abuse and post-purchase. We see not even on like the dark web anymore, but on Reddit, how people can abuse different retailers' returns and refunds policies. So that 20 billion is really spread out across the globe. Certainly in Europe, we've seen it move away from traditional card fraud and more into account takeover, consumer abuse.
Maybe time for one last question. So I guess if you're a merchant, what's the first thing you should do to try and understand? Have you got an issue? Have you got a false positive? And what are you? Have you got fraud losses?
Sure.
What are they? How do you go about it?
It's a good question, and I think you alluded to measurement earlier in the many different parts of the life cycle you spoke about. The first thing is measuring it. It's incredible how many people don't even know they've got a problem. You know, working with the team at Samsung, they were very clear. Once we looked into how you measure it, you know, there clearly was a problem. But actually, a lot of gateways they hide it. They obfuscate the data because they don't want you to know that they're risk averse and they're turning away good orders. So the first thing I can tell merchants to do is really measure that from the click button, people say, yes, I want to buy, to conversion, payment accepted. What's the dropout in those various stages? And that'll give you insight into whether you've got a problem. And of course, you know, we're happy to help people do those audits.
Ed, thank you very much indeed. And as we come to the end of this, I really wanted to thank Nick in particular for giving us so many different tips, from best experiences, end-to-end, EPPs, ownership of the customer and the different parts of the journey. We then heard from Wagawin about how they can increase engagement with digital ads fivefold whilst building first-party data, and then Signifyd about maximising online revenues at all stages of the consumer journey. Next month, if you want to hear one of our previous sessions and would like to access a recording, just let us know. Otherwise, we're back on Thursday, the 24th of February, where we'll be joined by the co-founder of the Morgan Stanley Accelerator, focusing on female and/or ethnic minority founders, and a couple of solution partners. Thanks as ever to our sponsors, Investec, Lewis Silkin, Hayes McIntyre, our three presenters today, and obviously thank you for coming along. Look forward to seeing you next month, and have a good rest of your day. Thanks.